these two schools, but it's one that can easily define season trajectories and put the victor on the path to the college football playoff. Welcome, everyone, to the home of the LSU Fighting Tigers, Baton Rouge and Tiger Stadium. As we'll see, the number 16 team in the country, the Florida Gators, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the LSU Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to... Turn at the 22. So the Florida Gators offense will have the football first. The Gators devastated and humiliated the Tigers the last time they got together.
Well, the Gators dominated that game in all 3 phases, and that's something they're trying to do again in this one today. Offensively, it's about explosive play.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Second down, they'll go to the air. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again.
And can there be a better start for a defense than setting the tone with back-to-back sacks, forcing a 3rd and long, first time out the gates? Really good job by this defense.
Under fire. Just gets rid of it to the running back underneath. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. And the Gators will line up to punt it away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. The LSU Tigers offense has its first opportunity of the day. Last week was a tape they'd rather just put right in the dumpster and forget about it. David, how does a guy bounce back from a game like the one he had last week?
Well, hopefully he burned that tape, because that was not pretty. That was not what they're wanting to do, man. Just turning the football over, not enough productive plays. And so how do you bounce back? How do you get started in this football game? Jesse, make it easy. Get him in a rhythm. Don't make it very complicated. Don't give him a chance to turn it over again. You don't need to put this losing streak to another digit in the column.
Yeah, I agree. I think there was 2 big things. I think one, he was just pressing. He was trying to force the big play to happen when there were other completions to be had. So he's just got to do a better job being patient. And I think the guys around him also have to step up as well. They need to run the football. They need to get that controlled passing game going on early to get into a rhythm, as you said, to help this guy get into a good headspace here early and turn the page from what happened the last time.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You can tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And this one will be stopped for no gain. It'll be 3rd and long. Motion from the wideout. On third down, he drops to throw. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. Now on fourth down, here comes the field goal team. And he missed it. No good. Kicker couldn't quite get it through, and the scoreboard remains the same. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. A run to the right. Makes a stop in the backfield. He'll lose 4. Tough way to start this drive. Now they'll try to fix it on 2nd and 15. Back to pass. Got his man quickly. And he was knocked down immediately. Very short pickup on that one. Better get that seismograph ready here in Death Valley. Huge third down coming. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. He lost one down the sideline. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. The Gators line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. A bit frustrating to miss that short field goal the last time they had it, but this time around, see if they can redeem themselves.
I don't care who you are, but if you're going to have success offensively, you've got to have some semblance of a running game. They didn't have it their last time out. They obviously really struggled in that game. And in this one, just not getting enough push up front, and it's putting them in some really difficult situations.
Pressure coming. Another interception. That's number 17 on the year.
Defensive backs have tough jobs. I mean, you think about whether you play nickel, whether you play dime, whatever it is, you put more DBs on the field. It's more speed. It's more guys that can cover, but they also got to cover that ground. But to cover the ground and make the pick, a lot of times you don't see that. Superb effort by that guy.
Plenty of distance between him and the sticks here on second down. The play action fake. Throws to the tight end. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. It's complete to the left. And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. The Gators will bring the punt team onto the field. He's going to try to flip the field with this one. That one's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be dead at the 35-yard line. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. He threw a pick the last time they had it. Now they have to take care of the football. Wants to go up top on first down. Get it out on the screen. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up. LSU right back to the line. When these two first met in 1937 in Baton Rouge, LSU shut out the Gators. Florida would notch the first road victory in this sloppy series when they beat LSU on the Bayou in 1956.
A lot of history between these two teams because even when there were two divisions in the SEC, this was a constant cross-division rivalry featuring lots of NFL talent and some really dramatic games. I remember being the #1 team in the nation back in 1997, going into Baton Rouge and losing, and the fans rushing the field, tearing down the goalposts. These two teams have unbelievable fan bases and lots of talent on the field.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
Throws for the tight end. Complete to the left. Makes a grab and a nice gain. Gets it to the 35. LSU moving quickly, going to work again on first down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. And the Tigers have it with a 1st and 10. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll give it to him again. He's pulled down after a tough run, gets it to the 6. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Wants to fire on 2nd down. Got it! And he'll run out of bounds just short of the goal line. Wanted to get it in, but couldn't quite get home. Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, LSU! He didn't see anyone open. Said, no problem. I'll take care of it myself.
Yeah, I've been there before. Been there, done that. Not my first rodeo. I've been in this kind of situation. Down by the goal line, I'm getting outside, and I'm taking it in myself.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. First play of the drive comes from the 22. Fires to the big fella.
It's really easy to say the word RPO and say I'm going to run them, but you got to make those decisions and you got to make them fast. You can't get confused by all the craziness that's going on, by all the guys moving around or talking. Nice job by the quarterback, staying in the moment, seeing it, throwing the slant, making sure he makes the right decision.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best.
And here comes the Heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21. And the Gators will send out the punt unit. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. They'll start this drive 60 yards in front of them from their own 40. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Quickly to the tight end. And they'll shove him out of bounds after the short gain.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first down.
From the gun, to Gibb, looking for room. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Man, this guy is so scary when he has the ball in his hands. He kind of reminds me, he's got a little bit of Leonard Fournette. He's got a little bit of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know, just that shake and bake. And when they get in the second level, DBs just don't seem to know how to tackle this guy. You don't want to submarine. He might hurtle over you, but if you don't go in with conviction, then he's got the speed to get outside and take it the distance. This dude just makes your heart stop every time he has the ball.
Breaks into the open. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Offside.
So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. And the quarterback couldn't withstand the heat, and he will go down as we played one quarter. Guys, LSU has the lead here. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we played one period. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Motion from the back. Back to pass on second down. Working that left side now. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. And they decide to trot out the kicker. From the left hash, he'll try to bend in a 37-yarder. No good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink when you knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's in, but it still counts as a miss and a missed opportunity.
Keeping it on the ground with the running back. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. And they'll line up from the 31 on 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Got his man to the left. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45. This offense has had trouble getting it in gear, but maybe a little life here on 1st and 10. Hand off from the shotgun. They just blew through that offensive line. It's a 4-yard loss.
And defense nowadays, they don't look at stats of what is the yards per rush. They look at how many negative plays they can create. Because why? Now you look at 2nd down, man, it just became very predictable for this offense. Nice job creating the loss on 1st down.
They have just not been able to get this guy into a rhythm so far in this game. I know it's still the first half, but there's been nothing going for him like you just saw in that last run. He's an outstanding talent. You may have to start thinking about it.
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40. The Gators will try to pin them back with the punt. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They've been able to move the ball, but the kicker has let them down. They've had missed field goals, and you wonder now if you get in plus territory, you just go for it on 4th down. Out across the 20 to the 21-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. Pulls it and fires to the left. He almost picked up the 1st down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Finds his tight end. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
Well, not down in distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the 1st.
Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a 1st down. LSU moving the ball quickly down the field. They're going to ride this running back. Really putting together a threat now. They get the 1st. It's at the 37.
When I go into every game, I want to get my running back going. I want to get the ground game going, and he has. This afternoon, over 100 yards now, showed you a little bit of everything in the run game, and that's why this offense has been humming.
LSU getting set on 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. Moves it forward just a bit, a pickup of 1 to the 35.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play. And
turning it on! He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
How many 1st downs is that alone, just on this drive? The defense, they keep this up, they're going to get worn out, continue to have to play more and more guys. They got to do something to change this.
This time they stop him behind the line of scrimmage, and boy, that has been rare in this one. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. We've got a tight one, and they'll try to build on the lead before going to the locker room. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. He wants to change this route. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. The throw. And that's going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming. And And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the second down misfire. On third and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be first and goal. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. The Tigers trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. Power ahead. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've been denied on 2 of their 3 previous red zone trips, looking to pay this one off with a touchdown. They're working that left side. Touchdown, Tiger! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive. Timely decisions, effective play management helps them get in the end zone after that marathon drive.
And every time the offense needed to play, boom, they got it. I mean, you think about it. Whether it was a small run, small pass, whatever they needed, they got it done, and they popped it in for the score.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Tight end finds a soft spot. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one. The Gators with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Second down, he'll throw it. Unloads to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. Looking downfield on first down. Working the middle. They'll get him stopped at the 45, but it's a big 15-yard pickup and a first down. To the air on first down. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. So now it's second and long. Wants to throw again. Fires to the wideout. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. They are calling for their defense in Baton Rouge. A huge third down coming up. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man in the middle. Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets him a first at the 29. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. Oh, he's got some space. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Florida!
And that's a touchdown this offense absolutely had to have to keep it to a one-possession game before going in at halftime. That touchdown is going to do wonders for this team's confidence.
Getting set for the point after. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's get you up to speed on what's going down in this fun college football game today. Ole Miss has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet there in the Grove. They're up by 7 over Syracuse. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. They'll spot the ball at the 34 as he goes out of bounds right there.
And I think this is important for this defense. This will be a big key in the football game. Like, I got to limit the damage from that guy. Because that's a QB that's dynamic, and he can make so many big plays. I got to string him out. I got to make him get to the sideline. But I will say this. I do want to hit him at the end of the runs. I don't want to let him out of bounds and let him get free carries. I want it to be...
Intercepted! A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Takes it the other way. Finally brought down the football, but to flip the field position with the return. And now a chance to pull even as we get late here in the first half. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Gators!
Nice job putting a drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the first half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for two, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
Extra point here will tie the game. And he tacks on the extra point. That's exactly what you want to do when you have that type of field position. Strike quickly, and they did. One play, and they put it on the board. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over and move it behind. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
The offense changing the play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Rolling right and going deep. He's got it along the sideline. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as they gets him down at the 37.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expected him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
Handoff from the gun. And a nice solid pickup there before the defense wrestles him to the ground. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Going to swing it on second down. Fires to the middle. It is incomplete, and now there are 4 seconds remaining.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
One more snap coming before halftime. Give to the back. The clock will stop with this timeout from the offense. They'll get a chance to regroup on the sideline. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. He splits the uprights. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Gentlemen, seems like every time Florida and LSU get together, magic happens. And halfway through this one, the sparks have been flying. And a lot of coaches will say limiting the big plays and maybe hitting on a few yourself is key. But I'm more of a move the chains guy. Give me efficiency every day of the week and twice on Saturday. The offensive unit that subscribes to the less is more philosophy might be the one that leaves here today with a big fat W. 2 quarters to go. Time to find out who comes out on top, guys, between the Tigers and Gators.
They'll start the third quarter with the run. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously, you can give it.
There he goes. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Looking to throw on first down. And just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Plenty of work to do here on second and long. They'll move the wide receiver. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. On target to the left. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Tigers have their offense in high gear. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. The pull and throw off the RPO. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple of yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there. Well, the defense got the stop there on 3rd and 1. Let's see if they can do it again here on 4th and inches, David.
I just got to find a way to fall forward, be physical. We work on this all week. You know you're going for it on 4th down.
They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Yeah, I think those quarterback sneaks used to be for the big, strapping quarterbacks. But, man, nowadays, dude, all you got to do is fall forward, and it's such a hard play to stop. So you see this all across all levels of football, and it's just a difficult play to stop.
Last play didn't go well. It leaves him with 2nd and 11. After run, now throw. Fires left. He's got it. And he's knocked down immediately, but a good pickup on that play. And the Tigers come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Snagged out of the air. They've got enough for the first down, and they're in the red zone at the 20.
Well, offensive coordinators put in countless hours every week trying to formate and use different personnel groupings and shifts and motions to give their offense a success on 3rd down.
And into the end zone. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one.
What a phenomenal job in the open field, breaking off the long run, and they're not going to just take their time and huddle up to get the next play called. They're right back at the line of scrimmage, going tempo.
And the defense sold out to stop the run, and they do here on first down. They're going to run it. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Maybe that stop is a good sign for this defense. Maybe the defense is starting to figure it out. Obviously, offense has been running the football with so much success. Something has to change. That was a good start.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. No hesitation from this head coach. He will go for it on 4th and goal from the 1. He'll set up to throw. Trying to pull his way out. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. They wanted to finish, and that they did on that possession. A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner is stopped. here comes the offense. They haven't had a whole lot of production, nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far. And if they're going to get back in this game, it needs to start right now. That hole closed quickly, a pickup of 1 to the 15. Listen to this crowd just shaking the girders of this place, trying to help their defense. Might as well stick with him. Nudges ahead for 1 out to the 16.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes.
He hurls one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And the Gators will punt it away on 4th down. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. He'll field the punt. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. Snap to the back. And he forced ahead just a bit. Not a lot working with the Wildcat there.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
They're setting up the screen. He breaks a tackle. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Ball's at the 47. They're looking at a 3rd down and short. Creates a little space. Keeps it himself and gets the first. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Illegal blocking. Offense.
Sometimes you dial up the right play, sometimes you get the right penalty. Either way, it's a 3rd down conversion for this offense. Here comes the offense on 1st down. Might be calling a hot route. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Buys a little time. Fires on the move. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there, forces 2nd down.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
Leaves it with the back. They'll give him a couple. That leaves him with 3rd and 8.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you could tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Guys, LSU has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. With the break, they had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away to buy time. Breaks into the open. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5.
And how nice is it to just have a quarterback that you believe in, that you can trust, you can put it in his hands on 3rd down to make the right decision. You've got the lead, and you've got...
Take it off the board and back it up. This penalty will wipe away the touchdown. So now with 1st and goal, let's see what LSU does here. From the gun, the ground game. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And you'll race it to the house. Touchdown LSU! They add on another one, and they're about to push their record to 5-1. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Paul.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
He's able to work his way across the 25 to the 26 before going out of bounds. The Gators sending the offense back to work. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The Gators have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to go up top. Makes the grab on the left. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his big tight end. Just gashing this defense. A big gainer to the 40-yard line. The Gators have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to throw on 1st down. Working the middle, it's complete.
And that's kind of crazy. I didn't think that would happen coming into this football game. I didn't think we'd get in the 4th quarter and just call his name. This offense, man, he is a big play, dynamic weapon. They got to continue to get him the ball more because he can make enormous plays for your offense.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down. And the Gators have this offense rolling. One running back in the backfield, and he has it. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Offside. Defense.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
The give to the tailback. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Back to pass. He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. And what a time that would have been for their first pick of the game. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Here comes the heat. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. Bringing it back. Touchdown, Tigers. The defense gets it done with that huge interception return. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W.
Really got to be impressed with the defense here. Late in the game, still firing off the ball and still making plays. What a great job. Not just picking it off, but taking it all the way back to the house. That pads their lead, and that should do it. You think that should do it now to get the win.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Here's the return from inside his 10. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
And as a defense, a lot of times you're coming into the game and you're just trying to limit the damage when you play a really great quarterback. And they've done more than that today. They have dominated this football game. The offense has carried their weight, and this is looking like a great outcome.
Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
And I'm just not sure where to put the blame. And I know they're going to lose this football game. They've struggled, and he's been sacked. I know he's turned it over and thrown an interception, but they haven't been in sync, and nobody's played really great, and they've got to find an identity on this offense moving forward.
The Gators send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great.
Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Tigers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Stop right at the 42-yard line as this defense forces a fourth down. LSU will bring the punt team on the field. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16. The Gators trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air on second down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Hard running there. He was able to reach into his bag of tricks and use it to pick up a few extra yards. They've got to come up with a big play on this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
The number one objective for a defense is to make the offense one-dimensional. Well, when they're trailing by this much, late in the game, they're one-dimensional. They have to pass the football. We can bring more speed on the field. You see it. We know you're throwing the football. Nice break on the football. Nice interception. This one's almost over.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
Pulled down after a nice run, and they're in the red zone at the 19. Just inside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 19. They'll run the ball. The clock is on their side. Got enough space. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
Pure domination all game long for this offense. Whether they've been running the football, whether they've been throwing the football, critical down and distances, situationally all up and down the field. This defense has had no answer for these guys. What an impressive performance by the O.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They come to the line for the first play of the drive, snapping it from the 21. Looking to throw on first down. Takes the easy completion, and he'll step out of bounds after a very productive play. And the Gators with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Looking to fire. Pass is incomplete, but I think the defense was offsides, and this will probably be a first down.
Offside, defense.
Offense will take that. Free 5 yards every time. Bad discipline by the defense.
Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. Use the play fake, now to throw. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long.
He's taking the shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Right down the middle. It's caught. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now the play fake. Looking for a huge play. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game today.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49.
And, man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done...
He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down. The Gators will call on their punt team. And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. Wide receiver going in motion. Trying to start the drive with a pass. He'll get rid of it. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
Reads it, fires complete. Turning it on. And he'll be run out of bounds. And these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. Looking downfield on 1st down. Flips it out on the screen. And that will be the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these guys were a little bit overrated, and certainly they did nothing to dispel that notion.
They were playing angry today, and I know talking to some of their players, David, coming into this game, they felt like they were being disrespected. A lot of people thought their opponent might get them today, so they took this opportunity to make a statement and make an example out of their opponent.
And those are fun moments in the locker room, aren't they, Jesse? Like, everybody's doubting us. Nobody thinks we can win. It's really easy to motivate that type of squad. They played motivated. They played a little ticked off. I'm here for it. I love it. I love the excitement, the adrenaline, the emotion, and they earned a big dub today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.